Jeb Bush's chief strategist, David Kochel, joins me now from Manchester, New Hampshire. David, great to see you.
Thanks for having me.
It looks like Jeb Bush has taken just a little bit out of Donald Trump's playbook in terms of fighting back. I heard Jeb Bush calling Donald Trump a loser, something that I would have never predicted I would hear out of Bush's mouth. Has it worked for him? Is he feeling like he's got more momentum going into New Hampshire?
Well, according to all the polls, Donald Trump is the Republican frontrunner here in New Hampshire and around the country. Somebody's got to take him on because he's trying to hijack the Republican cause, and he's basically insulting his way to the White House. We can't let that happen. I mean, if you were reporting about last night, I mean, you got to cover the kids' ears when he's out here campaigning. And I think Governor Bush has been really focused on the New Hampshire process, and we've had over 100 events here. Almost all the questions he gets are about the issues. He gets to talk about his record, his accomplishments, all the things that he did in Florida to lift that state up. And so we're really focused on that message mostly. I guess there's some attention paid to the last minute back and forth, but really none of the other Republicans have chosen to take on Donald Trump, and it's an important thing to do because he really doesn't represent the best of what our party should be offering the voters.
If that's a real concern for Jeb Bush about the party and the future of the nation, then why is he also spending $10 million to take on Marco Rubio?
Well, because it's a competitive process. You know, we started this campaign with 17 candidates, and we've got a win of the field down. The records are going to be compared. It happens every 4 years, and if you think that Hillary Clinton, the Democrats, aren't going to come at the Republican nominee, you're just not understanding how this process works. So everybody's going to be tested. Governor Bush's record has been tested. He's the one with the record, a positive record of success, creating 1.3 million jobs in Florida, highest learning gains among students in Florida, $19 million in tax cuts. He's got a positive message, and that's what we've been taking around New Hampshire. But all the candidates have to have their records examined, and to date, Marco Rubio really hasn't been tested. He hasn't been tested either in his leadership capacity in the Senate, and he hasn't been tested on the campaign until we saw him really under the bright lights on Saturday night, and he showed that he's not ready.
When Jeb Bush was talking to Major Garrett, he described Trump as being a larger-than-life character, and that sort of big, grandiose personality clearly appeals to a large swath of conservative voters. How does that inform the way Jeb Bush is out on the campaign trail, the way he conducts his town hall meetings and his campaign events?
Well, I mean, Governor Bush is a thoughtful leader who's actually thought through all of these issues, whether it's education or job creation or keeping us safe from terrorism.
Yeah, but David,
he's put forward detailed plans.
Let me tell you something that my media professors told me when I was in college. They said, you can be the best journalist in the world, but if nobody's watching you or nobody's reading you, it doesn't make a difference what you're doing. So the presentation also matters. And clearly, it doesn't matter how skilled Jeb Bush is at running government if he can't sell himself to voters.
Well, I mean, what we've seen in New Hampshire is he's been on the rise, particularly in the last week. And you know, here you got to go town to town and grind it out and meet with the voters and take their questions. And you know, these town hall meetings can last for 2 hours. You know, Donald Trump flies in. I don't even know if he's spent a night in New Hampshire and flies out. You know, it's just a different kind of campaigning. Now, yes, he has a larger-than-life personality. He is a big celebrity. What we saw in Iowa, though, was when challenged, he underperformed there. Ultimately, this race is going to get down to 3 or 4 candidates, and you're going to really see voters take this seriously and contrast the records. And I think in New Hampshire, that's really where that starts. These are voters that take this seriously. They've been testing these candidates, and what we've seen over the last week is Governor Bush on the rise, and we hope to come out of New Hampshire in a strong position to challenge the rest of the field in South Carolina and where we've got a great organization. We've also got a great organization in Nevada, as Governor Bush said, and we're on the ballot, I think, in more states than any other campaign. So we're ready for the fight ahead. It is going to be a long fight, but what we need to do is take a more optimistic record and a positive record in the fight against Hillary Clinton or Bernie Sanders, whoever the Democrats choose to nominate.
So clearly New Hampshire is not the do or die state that some people might like to make it out as. David, it's great to see you. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck to you.
Thank you, contestant.